Okay, and we are live. Thank you to the who are already here. Hello, Diego and Mauro. Nice to see you guys again.
Nice to see you, Boris. It's funny because I've seen you, but only until last week, and I hadn't seen Mauro until this week. So I switched Boris for Mauro. Uh,
Yeah, and you
it's
guys
been,
have it's been a crazy few weeks. So I'll just get things rolling, introduce things for people who are tuning in. So these are our weekly alignment sessions where we give updates on the project and everything we're up to. Today, I'm here with two of the co-founders, Diego and Mauro. RJ unfortunately couldn't make it, so we're gonna roll with it and go ahead with this alignment session because we missed a few weeks with all the traveling we were doing in Korea and Japan for KBW and Edcon, and then this past week, Diego and Mauro were in Cambridge for an EF workshop on Ethereum's Lean roadmap, and they'll have a lot of cool things to share from that. And for people who are excited about ZK Arcade, we will also do a raffle during the stream for another 5 whitelist spots. So in a little bit, we will reveal the secret word, and I'll also share a link with a QR code on the screen where you'll be able to enter that form before we finish the stream. So where should we start? Should we start with a recap of Korea?
yeah, maybe just as an introduction to what happened in Cambridge, because things are somehow related. So we were at Edcon, uh, which is a conference for Ethereum.
Diego
Yeah,
froze.
I think we lost Diego. All right, I can continue. Also, like talking a little bit about Cambridge. I cannot explain
Yeah,
Oh,
much about Korea. Okay, here we go.
I'm
you're back,
back.
Diego.
Yeah.
Edcon.
So this is a conference for Ethereum developers, and it was really interesting because there were like some great talks. For example, we had the presence of Tomasz speaking about the long-term objectives of Ethereum and getting to this $1 trillion security roadmap. Um, then, of course, there were like some talks about the how Ethereum is going to become post quantum secure. At least there was an introduction to that. What are the initiatives? And then there was a lot about how Ethereum is getting adopted by traditional companies in Japan and in Asia in general. And this aligns well with our thesis that businesses and governments are upgrading to Ethereum. And the good news is Ethereum is already thinking about all the possible threats that we could be facing over the next few years and also enhancing its performance um, so that it can continue running 24/7 with zero downtime and be this universal settlement layer. So I think it was Edcon was important because of that. Then of course we could talk up with lots of developers. Vitalik's talk was also like um, really interesting, pointing at different like directions and alternatives for this future for Ethereum. And Korea blockchain also full of talks. We got to meet um, understand what makes it unique. I was surprised by uh, the number of people that knew about
Diego's connection
it
is
was like
really
almost everybody. never like saying, crypto. He didn't speak much English, but he started talking to us about crypto, and he knew about Bit. We also
Diego,
saw that.
your connection is really
Mhm.
is really choppy. You keep cutting out. We'll get like one sentence and then you freeze. Are you seeing the same thing, Mauro?
Yes, but for some reason, like my internet is a bit better.
Yeah. I guess you guys are in the same hotel though, so
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Diego's frozen fully, so I can maybe
Okay, we lost Diego.
we
Yeah.
lost Diego.
Wanna
I'll continue talking about KBW since you weren't there, Mauro. But yeah, I mean, I think what Diego was saying is that, I mean, we were very impressed with the energy in the Korean community. A lot of excitement. We were happy to see that a lot of people are hearing about us and are excited about what we're building. We will be sharing a lot more videos and information from those events. We've shared some threads because we co-hosted a lot of things. We sponsored Hack Summit and had a booth there, as well as had a booth at KBW itself, and that was a lot. We met a ton of people. People seemed excited about our merch, and if you're going to DevConnect, you'll have another chance to get some of these white paper shirts and the different hats that we produced. Let's see. Yeah, overall it was really great. Diego also gave some workshops on post quantum secure Ethereum. He also gave a talk on that at Edcon, which I'm hoping we can get a recording for, because it was really interesting, and I think it's very relevant to a lot of the things we're working on, and to Ethereum's roadmap as well. Let's see if we can add Diego back up here.
Yeah.
You returned, Diego.
Yeah, no, this connection is really, really crappy. What are we going to do
Well,
about
yeah,
it?
we'll do what we can. But yeah, I guess, I mean, we went straight from KBW. Being on the other side of the world, it was hard with time zones and having a normal alignment session time. But you two went straight from there to Cambridge, England, for a really cool workshop that some people may have seen information about on Twitter already. So I think it would be great to give a summary of that, and I'm excited to hear it as well.
Yeah. So the workshop was held at Jesus College at the University of Cambridge. It was organized by the Ethereum Foundation, but it gathered not only people from the EF, but also from different teams. And the good thing is, you had a very good mix of people actually implementing the new consensus for Ethereum and the P2P, the new clients. For example, teams from Ream and Zim. Then you had people working on the implementation of the minimal VM, people working on CKVMs, a lot of people from theoretical cryptography, both working in the signatures, analyzing the security of the Poseidon hash function, analyzing the security of WIR, and then of course a lot of work from formal verification. In fact, Ethereum has a very interesting initiative to have this open source library to do formal verification for protocols. It's called Arclib. I recommend you take a look. It's really interesting. In fact, Ethereum is putting a lot of funding on these, and I think it's really cool that they are doing it like open source, because if you have like some of this tooling in general, they are closed source, and this will be like very important uh, tools for the future. Um, and then I think there were like maybe other dimensions. Uh, we even had a special talk about post quantum secure signatures for Bitcoin, actually. So there were like plenty of people uh, there, and it was really good because it was like 3 days, actually 4, because there was a a day dedicated just to analyzing some things related to where and the minimal VM. So Mauro and me were on all 4 days, and it was like starting at 9 a.m. and talking, working, discussing until formally it would be 5, but then it continued over to dinner and even late night discussions. So it was like really interesting, and I think that it gave you a very good overview of what Ethereum is trying to achieve. Not only is it okay, we want to have something that is post quantum secure, but also they want to have like much better performance, because maybe doing like post quantum secure to cover just what we have today in terms of throughput, signatures, everything would not be that hard. But actually, Ethereum is trying to push really hard, because they also think that, for example, if we succeed with these minimal VM for post quantum signatures, this could in fact become a fundamental building block, not just for Ethereum, but for any blockchain. Because right now, all the blockchains in general depend on the elliptic curve digital signature algorithm. Okay. And maybe Ethereum, with all the work they are doing, can create something that can work pretty much as ECDSA is right now for the blockchain industry. So it's not just about only building the future of Ethereum, but also building blocks for, in general, the blockchain industry.
Very cool. So what would you say, like, from both of you, what are like the key takeaways, like explicitly, if you had to say, from this meeting, personally or generally, like what do you think people should know aside from what you just said? All of this research work being very important for not just Ethereum but all blockchains.
Yeah, I don't know, Mauro, if you want to start, or me.
No, you can start. It's okay.
Okay, so I think that first it was really good to gather all the people together, because you get like discussions, or some work that would take you a very long time to do by yourself. Maybe you can solve it like really quick. For example, I started looking a bit at the post quantum signatures for Ethereum, but reading the papers and everything takes time. You have to parse everything. Now, when you are with the guys that are actually designing that, and they are explaining you what kind of problems they are trying to solve and how it was their chain of thought, that is something you don't find that easily on the paper, or you have to parse a lot of that. So at least it helped me a lot to understand, okay, why are they analyzing like different encodings? What are the advantages or the disadvantages? So I think that right now the signatures um, are pretty efficient. I think they are targeting something like 150 hashes per signature. Of course, you have to also prove the encoding. Um, but given like current benchmarks with Poseidon, if you can have on the order of 1 million Poseidon hashes per second, that means roughly that you can do maybe with 6,000, 8,000 signatures per second, and then you can aggregate in the next round. Um, then another important thing was that the clients, the ones building the execution clients, could put up a devnet, show that they can communicate everything. Even they've been working towards having 3-slot finality, which I think is also like um, really interesting. Um, and also by having both like the cryptography team and the implementation team, you can get this thing where the implementer can tell like the cryptographers, okay, what you're thinking is like super interesting, but the problem is this in terms of performance is not that good or not that easy to implement. This complicates things, and so you can start like brainstorming, finding new ideas. I think that also it was very interesting because there are still like some open questions regarding the security of Fry, where some of the bounds you have for security rely on conjectures, and so there was a big discussion over there. You know that Ethereum also wants to put this proximity price to solve some of these conjectures, and there was a bit of analysis. Okay, what is the conjecture that we want to prove? Uh, would partial results be useful or not? Because in some cases, maybe you are not proving like in full generality, but already the result is very good for what we need in cryptographic terms. Also, the formal verification team gets a lot to talk with the guys building the proof systems. So imagine having the guys writing where, talking directly with the guys doing the formal verification. So you get to answer lots of questions or less like some nuances. Um, and really, the last day it was really funny because we started like brainstorming some things related to proximity gaps, and you had like some people working more on a numerical kind of experiment, and then you had on theory. So I don't know. I think that this was a very nice experience. You also get to know more all the people involved, and you understand more how the discussion is going and why they decide to go one way and not the other. So I think that I am pretty bullish on this roadmap. I think that we may find like some problems, but I am sure that both the engineering and research teams will find ways of solving the issues as they appear. Man, I don't know. It was like a super nice time. Also, it was a lot of work, but at the same time, a lot of time to get to know other people by enjoying a meal or going out for some beers or going out running. Doing that in the middle of Cambridge, where so much has happened in terms of scientific development and everything. I don't know. It was like pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, we know that Ethereum is truly a decentralized project with many people around the world contributing to research and engineering. This makes me think of academic conferences where, you know, you maybe speak to your collaborators by email once in a while, but it's these in-person meetings that really accelerate things because you actually get to sit and talk, and it seems like I'm very happy that this sort of thing is happening. Sounds bullish to me. So, Mauro, do you have anything else to add, or any comments on how this is tied to maybe what we're working on Aligned?
Yes, I can add a couple of things. The first is I can go, or we can go in the next session onto what is the technical purpose of these meetings, that kind of things. But one thing it was very interesting for me is I think like this is not just like a word to solve like the post-quantum signatures. I mean, that's the purpose of the workshop, but is for the first time, at least since I'm in Ethereum, I'm seeing like a lot of new people coming, like young people, very smart people. It seems like to me that there is a new generation coming in a way from the theory where you have people like Giacomo that, well, he's the author of Weird, but you know, it's not one of the names we are used to. Like, it's not Justin Thaler. It's not like is start the students of are appearing, like, right? It's no longer the people who did everything at the beginning. And both in the theory and in the practice, like Milan and Thomas are doing a great show with the VM. And one can say, well, maybe at some, and the people started working with the quantum signatures, they are also amazing. And, maybe the VM works or doesn't work, or maybe the protocol, the cryptographic protocol is the best, or maybe in a year it's not. But I think like the the people that are getting involved are very smart and very hardworking, and even if something happens, they face some obstacles, like they will be able to surpass them, and that's probably for me more important than even the current solutions. That I think they are quite good though, but I have even more confidence now that I know everyone involved.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, the organization also was like fantastic. Will and Farah did a fantastic job. And then also like having Justin there, like
Hmm.
organizing like everything, asking lots of questions, doing lots of suggestions, everything. It was like really important to have him there, um, because he understands, he knows where Ethereum should go, and so having him like organize and get also like feedback from everybody, I think will help us uh, get to the point where we want. Um, and really, this is going to be funny. Uh, they said like maybe we could do something for the 10 or 12 or something in October, and Mauro read like of 2025, and he was just going to say, okay, I am not going back to Argentina. I am going to keep grinding here in Cambridge. Uh, in fact, I think that after these few days of discussion, I agree with, we were talking offline with Mauro. It's really helpful to then jump into the implementation and everything, because really, I think it helped a lot to understand many things. So when you have that, and they gave you an overview of everything, and you understand more, okay, what are the needs from the different teams, that's really cool. So I don't know, we were like super happy to be there, actually, really honored to be among these people, discuss everything. um, and yeah, I think that the Ethereum Foundation is going to be hosting more events, everything. uh, and they know that, for example, proving the security of the Poseidon hash function and everything is important, because lots of projects are relying on that right now. And so there is a lot of work on standardization. And another interesting thing was that we also got a talk about quantum computing that was also like really interesting. And well, some of the expected dates for when quantum computers could be finally available. And the good news is Ethereum is moving ahead of schedule. So we should have post quantum Ethereum before quantum computers arrive. And in fact, I think that it's possible that we have a lot of time to deploy and test everything before launching into production. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
I,
No, I
I, I
mean,
I cannot. That is to say, it's been like probably the best crypto event I've ever been to in technical terms.
All
The
right.
only crypto event that was like more or less like that was when we had these meetings with Star Architecture, but this was like everything. Uh,
That's some high praise, Diego.
yeah,
Wow.
no, really.
The only problem is that it was too short. Like I think like if we stay for 3 weeks, we could have advanced many of the things very, very fast.
Mauro doesn't want to wait 2 years to have a post-quantum Ethereum. Like
Yeah.
he wants to have it like in 4 months.
Yeah, if we do this like 4 times or 2 times per year, like 3 weeks, we can accelerate the roadmap a couple of years.
It's amazing. It's really good feedback for the EF on how to move the roadmap forward.
No,
we,
but
I'm
it's
not sure how if the budget will be fine with that, but
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
no, but I think it's going like pretty well. Um, and
cool.
as we were saying, maybe some things will not be like this in the final version, but it's good that we have like lots of discussions. And in fact, it was really funny that the first day they came across like several, like I don't know, 8 or 10 optimizations to the VM for signatures, and that was because you had like 14 people there, and they were explaining like, okay, how this works, everything, and then somebody said, oh, but you can use, for example, this compiler or this strategy. You can avoid these. So it was like really, really interesting. And I think that on the formal verification side, it's also like really interesting because like being able to prove security in that way is very important. And having then all the tooling to be able to do that is like amazing. And then we were, of course, talking to people about whether or not they will be joining us for DevConnect. But I hope that almost all will come. Don't miss the opportunity to come to Argentina. It's a long flight, maybe, but I don't
Yeah,
know, Boris. You've been there. You can tell
it's
people
worth it.
because you can
It's
see
so
a
worth it.
bias.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be good. Actually, so I have an idea. We can talk a little bit more about DevConnect and Argentina in a second, but I think, it would be great for maybe the next stream to talk more about how all of this that you just described from this EF meeting, um, how that's tied to the things we're doing at Aligned and what we're building and how we're making it easier for people to build on Ethereum. But what I want to do now is, because I'm sure a lot of people are excited for this ZK raffle, what I'm going to do now is actually just put up a QR code on the screen, new feature that we have. See if I can move this around. No. Okay, so this should be in the top left corner. And what we're doing, I'm just going to quickly double check that this works. It should. If you scan this QR code, if you're listening, then this will bring you to a Google form to enter a raffle for people just watching the stream for our ZKRK NFT whitelist. So for the people listening today, we're going to be raffling off 5 spots. If you've already opened the form, you will see that there is a secret phrase you need to be eligible. And this is so, we're making sure people are actually listening. So thank you for tuning in and hearing all the technical updates. What I'm also going to do is I already decided on a secret phrase, and I'm just going to, oh, nice. Okay, it's showing up on the screen too. So if you're listening, the secret phrase is on the screen right now. We'll leave this up here, and we can maybe chat for 5 minutes about DevConnect and some things to look forward there while people sign up. And I'll just add, for people who are wondering about ZK Arcade, quick recap. This is a new platform that we've built on Aligned that is a demonstration of how to actually integrate it Aligned into your apps to make verifying zero-knowledge proofs very cost-effective and scalable on Ethereum. And it's also a way for people to actually experience our technology because our products are more developer-facing. They're more, business-to-business products. So what ZK Arcade is, it's a platform where you can play arcade games and then create proofs of your actual results and scores. So you can prove that you actually got a result in the game and then verify that through Align. Initial early access is going to be limited to 700 spots. And what we've been doing over the last few weeks is raffling off these spots with partners and to our community to give people early access here. And in the future, it'll open up to more people, but these first lucky players will have more time to get points on the platform. So we are going to be launching in the next couple of weeks. We're finishing some things up, but this week and next week, we'll be doing a bunch more raffles with partners. So yeah, scan that QR code, enter the secret phrase. We'll announce the winners probably early next week for this raffle. We'll be announcing some winners from a previous raffle later today. The space we did with Expla. That was a Twitter space we held 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we have 5 winners being announced today and a lot more rolling out from our in-person activations at Hack Summit and KBW in Korea last week or the week before. But yeah, while people have some time to enter here, Diego, Mauro, DevConnect, we are super excited. Yeah, what should people know about DevConnect?
Yeah, no, I think we can maybe cover that next week and everything. This was just to give like an overview of what we have been doing in KBW and Cambridge. But we can have a talk also with RJ because we can talk also about some of our plans and everything. So all I can say is if you have the possibility of coming to Argentina, please do come. It's going to be fun. You are going to be able to meet the Argentine community. You're going to find that maybe it's a bit different from other communities. I was like really happy to be able to go to Korea and meet in real life the amazing people from the Korean community. It was like so fun. I remember going a lot to karaoke and eating a lot of Korean barbecue, meeting lots of new friends. I don't know. Korea to me was amazing. We had a great time also in Japan, and now in Cambridge. It's also been like amazing, like being able to discuss all these things in this format. As Mauro says, maybe we would have loved to have a bit more time to actually implement or build some things, but well, we will have to do it once we get back to Argentina and continue discussing. So I think we shouldn't like extend this too much because if not, we are telling all the fun things without RJ.
Yeah.
So we can wait for him next week
Yeah,
uh, and leave like or some of the discussions for the next
definitely.
alignment session.
That I think sounds
So
great. And yeah, and we'll leave it open for another couple moments. We have 20 people almost who have entered, which yeah, I mean this is the whole point. We want to give better chances to people who are engaged with us and who are interested in what we're doing and watching these streams. So you have pretty good odds. If you've entered and you have the correct secret phrase, then you have a 25% chance of getting a whitelist spot from this raffle. So congratulations. And I guess with that, we can end the stream. If you guys have
yeah,
any closing notes?
I think we said almost everything, and yeah, no, I am like super grateful uh, to all the people that have hosted us during these weeks. Um, yeah, it was like really great to meet like the Korean community and experience everything like firsthand. And hope we do it like more often. It's a very long trip, but definitely it's worth it. It's like 24 hours, uh, but worth it.
Definitely.
So yeah, see you then next week.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who entered the raffle today. Stay tuned for posts in the next like week and also next week from our partners, more chances to enter raffles. We're excited for people to play ZK Arcade. We've been doing internal testing. It's awesome. Stay tuned on Twitter. We'll be posting more stuff and we will see you next time.
See you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye guys.